Yo, Mama, come do fencing work with me. Alrighty, so I got this board from our scrap and I cleared away the mulch right there and tried to straighten the fencing. Little Rosie's helping. Our dog Samson likes to try to crawl up and, well, not try, he does. He crawls up underneath here and he's teaching Joseph's puppy how to do that. So I'm gonna put up this board here at the bottom to prevent them from going underneath. And then also try to shore up any other ways that they're getting out. When we put this wire fencing up, we just stretched it with our own body weight, which is not the right way to do it, but that's just what we did. So there's quite a distance between the wood and the fencing. So I am going to use my hammer and some of these to anchor it in. That'll keep Samson from leaving this part of the yard. Just trying to set this up in a way that you can see what we're working on. Don't know if that'll hold. Sometimes good enough is good enough. This is off the ground, the board is, so it won't rot being up against the dirt or the mulch. And it's anchored in, so none of our dogs will be able to go underneath it. Stay where they need to be. Are you gonna go into heat anytime soon, Copper? It would be nice. Hi, Tony. You good boy. Hi, Barnaby. Malachi's laying in there too. Everyone is enjoying this beautiful weather. So nice. There's a wild chicken. Alrighty, this is hole number 2. This is where Samson has created his own little doggy door. We have this run on purpose. We're going to be putting a gate. Oh, it's blurry. We're going to be creating a gate there, and that way at night Samson can come and patrol on the back side of the ducks. So that way we have this separation between our property line and the ducks. And we're also going to be creating a big chicken coop right over here. And he will be able to go between the property line and the chickens. That way, the chickens won't be, they'll have at least a little moat of protection. So anyway, we want to keep him in our yard, and he has been a blessing to our neighbors. Our neighbor told us about how about 2 months ago, right outside her door, about 15 feet from her door, a coyote showed up and was just standing there staring at her tiny little dog, and she screamed. Samson, within moments really, must have come through this hole and was able to run right over there and run the coyote away from her property and her dog. So she was extremely thankful, which I'm glad for that. And I don't want to prevent him from being a help, but I also need to make sure that he doesn't get himself in a position where he gets harmed or, you know, he just needs to stay in the yard. So I will be putting a stake here, and I think that'll do it. I think. So we have 3 different fencings over there. Barbed wire, and then we also have an old farm fence. I think that's the only way. I don't think he'll be able to get through that again. When I'm doing this, I'm putting the stake through the chain link so that way it can anchor it down, and that way nothing should be able to come in it all in or out there again. And also over there. Now I'm going to walk around the rest of this property, take a section at a time, trying to figure out how either other animals might be coming in, which thankfully we don't have a predator issue because Samson is such a great dog. But I don't want him getting out, or if I can reduce how many things can come in, that would be awesome. So far I don't see anything. The fallen leaves are actually a really good indicator of where a beaten path is. Here's the goats. They're over in our shady grove, and they are eating some foliage that has been able to grow. Not a ton though, but it's kind of the evergreen weed sort of stuff. So that's what they're going after, while the only thing I found along our north property line is this. Yeah, I don't think that Samson's been going up underneath it. I don't see any hair. And on the other side, I don't see that there's traffic. But I'm going to go ahead and put a stake here, because it is possible that a fox or a coyote could come through. And if I could prevent even Joseph's puppy from getting out, you know, just trying to do what I can to keep the animals safe. Walking along this shady grove fence line. Look at all this. This is something that we found when we were doing this fence work. Tons of old tin cans. And there's a lot of car parts. I found a tag that says bus 8. And there's a big fender right there. So I don't know if maybe there's some sort of vehicle under here or what, but and then what I like is this stone wall. This is just one of multiple along this culvert area, water drain. The previous owner explained to us that this field used to be a rice field and that this was irrigation back in the 1920s. But as I'm walking along this fencing, here's another spot. So I will get a metal stake and we'll get this fixed. We are going to make it where no doggy or coyote can just pass through. It's going to be a safe place. I'll go put that away in the trash. It's hot now, isn't it, Samson? Compared to a couple days ago? It's very nice and warm. I'm gonna put a post over here, see where the fencing is sagging. I don't see any proof of any animal going under or over, but I'll just add a post for good measure, just to give some strength, because when I do that, it's way too easy to manipulate, so I'll just put a post there for strength. I went ahead and added a second post next to this one, just to make sure that it was nice and tight. Nothing can get through. We're good. This is the only place I've seen Samson go over. And this is extremely old fencing, and it dips down right here. So I'm gonna put some fence posts in and a section of fencing to make it higher right here, and to try to prevent him from going over this. It's very low. We're blessed that our goats haven't gone over it, but they like to stay where we are, so they've never tried. But okay, so I need to do that. Thank you for doing fencing with me today, Madre.